to Angels Don't Lie with Jeannie Street. Jeannie is a God-based medium, owner of In Spirit Healing Studio, and new author of the book The Goddess You. Angels Don't Lie will be a show dedicated to healing and love, and we will be taking live questions. If you have a question you would like Jeannie to answer on the show, or if you would like to contact her, send your correspondence to Jeannie@JeannieStreet.com or check out the website JeannieStreet.com. Now here's Jeannie Street.
I let the world on wake up. Trouble is I never went to sleep. I climbed the nightmares in the mountains in my dreams. Oh Lord, won't you get me back with me?
Happy Tuesday and welcome to Angels Don't Lie. How are you all tonight? Thank you for joining us on KBJB Radio. Tonight we are going to talk a little bit about divine connection. And I love this because it's going to continue on what we were talking about last week with Luann and her son Cooper, and just how we can all reach our angels and our loved ones, and we can receive messages, because it's really important that we feel connected and divinely guided, and it really helps us to move through the most challenging times, the times that we feel we might be alone, and we don't have support maybe from the people in our lives. And this angelic support can be the guidance in that time when we are feeling that way. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that knowing and divine connection. And we're also going to talk about the book. I'm so excited. Casey, did you see the pictures?
I have seen
Oopsie.
I have seen the pictures.
Yeah.
Looks great. I can't wait.
I know. I'm going to bring a copy next week with me, because the journal should be in too. So I want to bring them both here. So what we're going to do here at KBJB is we're going to give a book and a journal away to two lucky individuals. So what you can do, how you can enter to win the KBJB signed book, is you can send an email to Jeannie@JeannieStreet.com, and in the subject line you just have to put Angels Don't Lie, and then just inside the email add your contact information and that you'd like to be entered to win the book or the journal, and that's it. Send that off to me. You can also call the studio, which is 860-717-0006, and you can give KJ your information and she will enter you into the drawing. We will be doing our drawing on the 11th, which is the release date of the book, so 1/11, and your book will be signed personally to you. It'll be very exciting. We're really...
I'm going to try to win the book.
You are you? I don't know. I think that might not work, but...
Yeah, I think I'm exempt.
Maybe. But anyway, so that's what we would love for you guys to do. So you can also, if you really need to, you can also send it through social media site. You can find me at JeannieStreet.com or Jeannie Street on Facebook as well. And you can send me an inbox that you'd like to enter the KBJB radio giveaway, and make sure you put Angels Don't Lie. Very lovely. So you can get your questions ready. If you'd like to call in tonight on our topic of divine connection or angel connection, or if you have a question for a loved one or looking to connect with a loved one, please call in. I know it's the holidays and this can be a hard time for a lot of people, and we'd like to help you. I'd love to be able to, give you some confirmations that your loved ones are with you. Beautiful. So today I was working on, obviously, cleaning up after the holidays. We just had a whirlwind of birthday after birthday after birthday at my house. My son's birthday, my son-in-law's birthday, my husband's birthday, and my granddaughter's birthday. So we've been caking it up and birthday dinner and having presents, and then, of course, Christmas. So everything has been busy and full of family and lots of...
So you add on top of just Christmas a lot of birthday preparations and...
Yeah. So we did birthday dinner. My son-in-law, we actually didn't do birthday dinner for him this year. He's a police officer in Bristol, so he works nights. So we got away with just giving him a gift certificate to
Nice.
get a tattoo. Right. My husband had actually taken him out, so that's great. They went down and to Skin Deep and got him a gift certificate so he can have his tattoo finished. And then my son's birthday was the 21st, and we went to their house for dinner. And then my husband and my granddaughters are on the 23rd, so they all came to my house. So 2 big birthday dinners.
Bunch of Christmas babies.
Yes, exactly. So that's where my daughter is also pregnant, expecting not till the end of January, but she's already having contractions, and we know he's coming early. So I'm really praying that he makes it to January. But so we my brother's birthday is tomorrow, so we're just birthday. Not that it's not fun, but all that food
And more food.
And because I cook, I have to cook for people. Like, it's my thing. Like, I got to make the big meals. I got to feed them and cook with
Is
love.
there special birthday meal requests?
Yes, I always do, a birthday meal, whatever they like. So my daughter-in-law is so lovely. She's making my son's dinner now. So she asked him what he wanted, and she made him chicken parm. So I made the sauce for her to help out.
Nice.
So I did the meatballs and sauce, and then on Brian's birthday and Maisie, I made roasted chicken because the baby actually has celiac, so she can't have any wheat. So it's very specific how you have to cook. So I made them a nice dinner. We got gluten-free cupcakes. I bought that. We didn't make them, but it was nice. It was my parents
Excellent.
came. Yeah, it was a fun-filled day. And then Christmas, of course, we made a big meal. Prime rib. What about you? Oh, you guys went to Yokohama.
Yeah, we went and saw a Star Wars movie.
Oh my gosh.
And then we went to Yokohama and ate some Japanese.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the picture on Facebook. I was like, who? They went out? That's so funny.
That's Kathy doesn't cook on Christmas, just Thanksgiving. So.
Oh, is that the rule?
Yep, that's the rule.
That's
so
the
we've
rule.
been going out.
And you won't cook?
No.
Really?
Not. I'll do an egg sandwich. That's about the extent of my cooking.
Okay. That's shocking.
I overcook things, so
Okay.
Kathy kind of doesn't let me cook. For the most part.
I got that. I get you. Yeah, I like to make I can feed an army of people. I have a harder time making small meals, like when my kids aren't home and Molly's at college and stuff, and it's just Brian and I. I'm like, can we just go out? Because
it is hard to cook for just 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't know if your family likes leftovers.
I like leftovers. My husband despises leftovers.
Some people do. I'm a big leftover person,
Yeah.
but
He'd rather it be fresh. Yeah. So, and that's fine. I mean, I don't mind making leftovers, but it depends on what it is. So, yeah. So there we are in the leftovers and holidays, and I'm hoping that you all had wonderful holidays and were able to enjoy your family and friends and that spirit of the season. So today we're talking about the divine connection and the knowing. So the knowing is something that I wrote about today in my blog, and I sent it out also on my email list. If you'd like to join the list, you can go right on to geniestreet.com and you can sign up. And so this knowing that I've had my entire life, it's something that I don't know where it came from or I have to say it was just always present. I always had this I knew things about people. Like I knew when somebody was sad and I knew how I could gently guide them. And then once I started talking, I would get this information, or I would get a feeling, a sensation that would bring the conversation into more depth in helping, kind of guide them. So even as a young girl, this knowing took place in my life. And during my, I would say around my 30s is when it kind of opened up. And I realized not everybody had this. I had friends say to me, how do you know this? And I would be like, how do you not know this? I couldn't figure out how they didn't know this. And this is an interesting thing because people, they ask, how did you not know you had this gift? How did you, I never knew you were a medium, or you never talked about this. And it's true, I never talked about it. I was really shy, and it really stemmed from a fear of not fully understanding the gift, not understanding what the connection was. So there's no manual that comes with this, right? So my parents didn't really understand, and I couldn't really talk to them. So I just kind of held it within, unless somebody came to me or I had a friend in a situation and I knew I could help them, and then I would. So as the years went on, and I was busy with my kids and my family and husband, I began to notice the calling. I noticed it, this knowing become even like more like nudges. I would get information, and this was the angels. Now I know it is the angels. Back then I just knew it was like a nudge, like, I can't even, like, say it was with drinking. Like I would get a nudge, like that's not going to serve you. Almost like an internal voice. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'll have one. or even a situation, like maybe it was a friend or a person I was talking with, and maybe they weren't the best type of person to talk to. So that nudge would come again, and then I would kind of steer away. And I learned that these nudges were always directing me in a better direction, a better guidance than my direction, like where I would want to go. So I started to listen to the nudges to say, okay.
Well, I was curious how you got into retail.
Right.
You weren't nudged into retail, I'm sure.
Well, I think, the retail part,
was a lesson or something?
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely a lesson. It was a lesson that I could stand on my own 2 feet, that I could run a business, and that I had more ability than I thought I did. Because at the time, I was so caught up in, I didn't go to college, so I have nothing of value. I raised my kids. I stayed home for 20-something years then. So I thought I had nothing of value. So opening the shoe store was a really big, it lifted me in a great way because I did it all myself with the support. My husband was really supportive, and not only financially, but just in his way. Like he believed in me. And having somebody believe in you really makes all the difference. So
it definitely helps.
So I did it, and I realized I could do it. When I handed in my books at the end of the year to the accountant, they were like, "We've never seen somebody so organized," and that made me feel good because math was my worst. Math is my nemesis because I have dyslexia, and I'll switch numbers. Although I can remember numbers, like I can remember my phone number. I have that kind of a memory, but to do math problems and stuff, no. No. So this was a great feeling, and I learned how to be out with the public. I learned how to be following that guidance and listening to yes, no, maybe so. And I knew when I had to close the store, I knew that it wasn't serving me anymore. I knew that I reached the plateau where I was going to go, and it was time. It's just
nudge you towards in spirit.
Exactly, nudge towards to be home and actually to spend time growing my gift. So I was public, I was out, and then it was time to be quiet and be inward and meditate and read some books on how to meditate and how to connect with angels. And I did. That was when I started to do all that, it started to open up more and more and more. And that knowing became a clear guidance system, right?
Excellent.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that knowing when I was in my 30s, like I said, people, I had some friends that'd be like, how'd you know that, right? So I started listening to that guidance, and that's how I was guided to do the foster care. I kept feeling this nudge, and I don't know where it came from. I think I had dreamt it, and then all of a sudden I started seeing signs everywhere. I literally saw like billboards, be a hero, be a foster parent. And that was the campaign at the time. The newspaper, from the phone call. I mean, it was everywhere I turned, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I didn't think my husband would be on board. I thought he was going to think I was, just batshit crazy because I had just had our 4th child, and we were moving. We were going to move. My grandfather had just passed away, and I was really depressed because I was very close with him. I was sad, not depressed. I was very sad because we had to pack up his house, and it was a hard time. And so when I came to him and I said, I want to be a foster family, I need your support because we need to do this together. He was like, okay. And I was like, really? I don't know. I feel like I just won like the lotto. So I did. I called right away, and they came right over, the people, and they took us right in. We signed up. We took the course, and it all like fell into place, like boom, 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 so beautifully. And before I had even finished taking, I think we took the last class, and then we were waiting for our license to come in the mail. we got our first foster child. So before it even like was fully done, we got that first foster baby, and his name was Jose. Isn't that funny?
That's funny.
Yeah. So Jose was the first little baby, and he was the same age as Molly, and Molly wasn't a year yet. They were both 10 months old. So I was like, okay, I'll take him. And so we had gone out and gotten a secondhand crib, and we got all this, extra stuff. So I had 2 high chairs, 2 car seats, 2 cribs, and put it all up. And my older kids were all so excited, and he was so great. He was easy and lovable. Yeah. So he stayed for a week, and then we rotated. We just kept getting them. We were like this revolving door. So the longest I had a baby was for 3 months. And it was such a nice story. And one of the reasons I did foster care wasn't just to help the children. It was really to give the parents a second chance, because that was the tone that was kept coming through. Everybody deserves a second chance.
So you were like a little stopgap to allow them to...
I felt like giving the parents that opportunity to clean up their act. Whoever they were, whatever situation they were in, their children were going to be safe. I was going to give them love and feed them and clothe them and nurture them while they were getting their stuff together. And, it didn't always work out that way, but, that's why I was doing it. That was my goal. So so the baby I had for 3 months, I picked him up at the hospital. He was born addicted to cocaine and alcohol. So he had some issues when we brought him home. He would have sleep apnea. So I had to fight to get him a sleep apnea machine. And that's the thing, when you work with the state, nothing is easy. You have to be the advocate for the child.
Right.
So I learned that right away. I learned that you had to be their voice. You had to step on toes. You had to be the loud voice to get what you needed. You weren't going to be able to go to any such doctor unless you had a loud voice. So I was pretty good at that. And that was awesome. Yeah. So, and I knew he was, his mother had abandoned him. She had left the hospital after he was born, and his father was in jail, but the grandparents were going to adopt him. So I knew I was this temporary home.
He was going to go to a good home.
Yeah. And people would say, aren't you getting attached? Like, don't you love him? Well, I did love him, but I didn't do it to adopt. I didn't do it to keep a child. I did it to give that family a chance to be a family. So that was a total success. He went to his grandparents. We met them. They came to our house with him probably like 6 months after they had him. They came back and they thanked us, and it was beautiful. Yeah, it was a lovely story.
Excellent. There's got to be some gratification in that for sure.
Yeah, there's some that is gratifying, and some that, you can't win them all. There's some
Right.
that, the system is not perfect, that's for sure. So these nudges that we get, these directions, this guidance, this angelic guidance, when we connect with it, when we allow it to lead us, it can lead us in a beautiful direction. And our fear can lead us in the opposite direction. Our fear can lead us in a way that we're isolated, alone, and where nothing seems to fall into place. So if that's happening with you, the one thing that you can do to kind of get back in alignment or to hear your angels is to take a deep breath and to set your intention. Intention is the number one thing in prayer and in anything that you're going to do that matters. So when you have this choice, the choice to turn away, it's intention and choice. Our choice to be loved, to be in connection with all that is, with the divine. When we allow that light to fill us and to surround us, everything is possible. We can see that our desires, our dreams, all can come true in a time frame that the divine says, not what we say. So you can dream really big, but if there's work to be done, you got to do the work. And once you do that work, that may mean, slow down. Maybe you got to clean up the house. Maybe you got to, like right now for me, the tone is like, clean up my drawers, and there's like organization stuff that I have to do, and that's the tone. Like I keep feeling the nudge. Do you know what I'm talking about, Casey? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just go clean up a little bit, move this to that before you can get started.
Yeah. So you have to move energy, sometimes let go of energy, and then new energy can come forward. So when we start to listen, and that's guidance right there. That's divine guidance. When we connect it, it's even brighter than just saying, oh, that was great. That was just, I don't know why I did that. But when we connect it with saying, thank you, angels, thank you, God, thank you for the guidance, well, then it becomes even bigger and it becomes even brighter. And it's like magical.
How do you determine between procrastination and hesitation,
right? So
rather than something that you need to do?
So it's funny you're talking about this. I just had this conversation with my daughter who is 20, and she's in the not in the ROTC, but she started the program, and she doesn't have a contract yet, and she's decided that she doesn't want to do it for a number of reasons. And I liked her reasons, and I said, your grade point average, these things are important. What you want to do. Where you're weak, where you feel like you're failing yourself, well, those things, I always like to say, make those things your bitch. That one thing say it's procrastination. I'm a procrastinator. So I've learned to take that procrastination and turn it around and make it work for me. And so when I'm feeling like I'm procrastinating, I actually say, I'm going to honor the quiet. I'm going to honor the moment, and I'm going to ask the angels to redirect me. And then I'll get redirected. And if I'm procrastinating maybe it's a reason because I'm not supposed to go there. I'll all of a sudden understand, well, that's what the feeling, like I was fighting, like cleaning the closet and moving that stuff because, I'm not supposed to be in there right now because, I have to make this phone call or I have to take care of these bills instead. So make it work for you rather than be that stopping point. Does that make sense?
Yep. Well, because I was thinking about some procrastination I have on getting an exercise program started.
Right. So we'll do that to ourselves. We'll push those things off that are maybe good for us. So maybe the question is, what type of exercise are you looking at? So maybe you're procrastinating because you're not looking at the right type.
Oh, that's all right. That's something to think about.
Right. So that's why I say you make that work for you. Go deeper with it. And that's where journaling comes in, because sometimes we get stuck in just that one tone, like, I'm going to get to it. Oh, I'm lazy, or
right.
But maybe really this is just the guidance, and they're saying, don't be hard on your body, or, go a little softer. You can't go jump in and be an athlete right now, Casey. Yeah. Right. You can't pump iron right now, Casey. Right. So the gentle flow is easier for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Because you have like joint stuff with your knees.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like that. I feel like you can't go harsh. And although I like some weight bearing stuff for you.
Yeah. And my shoulder too, I gotta have to have it looked at, I think.
Yeah.
I keep putting it off whenever I do some exercise in my shoulder, like a rotator cuff, like.
Right. You might have a slight tear in that. That's why I feel like the gentle movement might be better for you than a harsh. And this is another thing that's hard for people to understand, because we want to be in shape. We want to be good looking. We want to feel good about ourselves. And when we're not feeling good, we'll beat ourselves up and we'll go, oh, well, but there's an actual reason why your body's saying, oh, gentle.
Right.
You're not 20.
I noticed that after shoveling a lot of snow our last snowstorm. So.
Yeah. So, maybe the more stretching type of work, like Pilates might be better for you.
Okay.
And, just go lightly with that.
Right.
All right. We are going to take a short break on Angels Don't Lie. And I'm Jeannie Street, your host. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Angels Don't Lie. I'm Jeannie Street, your host. Every Tuesday on KBJB Radio. So tonight we're talking about divine connection and knowing and listening to your angels and following guidance. And we were also earlier in the show talking about how you can enter to win a free book. I just wrote a book, actually, not just, but it's finally available after 2 long years, The Goddess You.
Yeah, I was curious how long it took from start to finish.
Yeah, actually, it's a little longer than, so the book itself was 2 years, but it started as a course, and so actually it's 5 years in the making, so it kind of evolved from one thing to another, and I love how the angels had me do that. So along the way, I learned a lot. So just like the shoe store taught me so many things, the process of writing this book has taught me a lot of things.
Nice.
So I learned how it was to write a course and then to teach the course, which was really important. So I took that knowledge and made other courses as well. So I love that. I love to teach people and help guide them so they can use their own gifts and their own talents in their life, in whatever work field they're doing, or if they're not working, maybe in their personal life, to just live in that alignment. Then from there, we made the book. I say we because my cousin Carrie, who is the illustrator and also the designer of the book, we worked together. So I would write and she would design. She would intuitively know how to lay it out, or what drawing or what picture that she needed to add, or what font to use. So it was definitely a process. So the Goddess You is a 12-step program to living in your soul alignment. It's the steps that the angels taught me how to live in my alignment, how to understand my gifts, how to understand the knowing, and to work with it in my life in a way that made sense to me. It's not something that I think I would have ever known how to do had the angels not shown me. So the book can teach you how to live in your alignment and use your gifts and talents in a way that makes sense to you. And then the journal, which is the sister book, helps you to take that journey a little further. So there's writing prompts, and it's fun, it's light, meaning that, it can be considered maybe a self-help book, but some self-help books can be very heavy and daunting and maybe leave you feeling less than. This book does not. In the journal, they leave you uplifted, and you can go back to them and, you just time and time again.
I'm looking forward to the journaling portion for sure.
Yeah. So even it's funny, even writing the book, and it was out with the editor, and when it came back, we were doing the design phase, and I was getting so frustrated with some of the things that were going on in my life. I had to return to the book. I had to return to some of the steps. And I love that you can take the steps and you don't have to do them in order, and then can move through them a little quickly. But I'm like, okay, I see it makes sense again, over and over, like time and time again. So I'm really excited about the book, and what it's gonna do for people, how it's gonna help them. So if you would like a signed copy and you'd like to enter the KBJB giveaway, you just have to send me an email at jeannie@jeanniestreet.com and put Angels Don't Lie in the subject line and include your name and contact information. And then you can also call into the studio, 860-717-0006, and Kathy will take all your information. And if you have any questions tonight, feel free to call in or send us a message on Facebook or email, and we will answer those live. Let me just check my email too, because I forgot to do that during the break.
See if there's a question out there waiting for you.
Yes, that happens.
I have a question about people that have trouble with finances, spending too much money, and getting themselves in trouble, with credit cards or what have you. And is that some sort of an alignment problem, or are they just, where is it going south for them?
So I'm glad that you're talking about that. It really is more of a fear thing. So what happens in our lives, and I don't think anybody's really immune to this, the lack of, and I say lack of love, it's really when we turn away from the divine. And so that an addiction can come forward when we are left alone. An addiction they're very easy to attach to us. They're low energy, they're fear-based, and they keep us away from God, from love. So that can include, anything from alcohol, drugs, even money, even sex. There are so many forms of addiction out there. So it fills a need, right? So it fills a void, money. Being able to buy things and have them, and it's a comfort. So it's just another way to fill the self, and it's so
you're spending money because you're out of alignment, and that's to try to help you get back into alignment, make you feel better.
Yeah, you're out of connection with the divine. So you want to feel better. You want to feel that love, and you're looking for it in all the wrong places, basically.
Right.
It's the same thing with food addiction, right? We want to fill the body. We want to eat. We want to soothe. Maybe it's from trauma. And there's always a reason. There's always a connection to why we spend or eat too much or drink too much. There's a connection. We always hide. But where we allow love in, where we allow God in, and we offer forgiveness for maybe past, maybe something that's happening in our life, or maybe even the letdown of what we're doing. Maybe it's not the right job, or we're not fulfilled enough. And we turn and we ask for help. We ask our angels to help us. Well, then all of a sudden you've invited the light in. And so fear can diminish. And that's the most important thing. So fear is a constant. It doesn't go away. And that fear grows. So when love is constant as well, but when we choose, our choice is to have love or to have fear. So
I'll go with love.
Yeah. So this is what I was writing about in my blog today about that knowing and how I didn't understand my gifts. And people are saying, well, again, like I said, how did she not know she was medium? How was she, not doing this her whole life? Well, I was doing it, but it wasn't connected. It wasn't, I wasn't in my full alignment. I had a lot of fear. I had fear of what people thought of me. I had fear of what my parents would think. I had fear of being less than, or of just so many fears. And so the angels taught me to heal those fears, to let them alone, stop giving them energy, and to face God and to stand in that alignment. And that's not to worry what other people think. It's a big deal.
Oh, because you're kind of taught that your whole life.
Exactly.
Pleasing other people throughout school and your family, and
from the way you look to the way you dress to the way you act, the way you talk, everything is judged. So our judgments become our fear prison, our judgments of others and our judgment of self. It's a big giant prison cell. So when we let go of that judgment, when we let go of those things that hold that shadow of us, because that's where the darkness is, and there's no light there, there's no love there, there's no way out until your choice is, I release. I have full faith. I trust that God is going to show me the way. You've invited him in. You've invited the light in, and then all of a sudden things start to change, and that's the miracle of the moment. And the angels are always available to guide us and assist us. And it's not just for a medium. It's not just for someone like me or other mediums. This is for all of us. Our divine guidance is something we're born with. Our intuition is what we're born with. It's how we use it. It's what we do with it that matters. So how are we of service? So like with the foster kids, that was me being of service. I was given a chance in life. I felt like my husband and I had so many struggles. We got married young. We were 20. Then we had kids right away. And we had just a lot of different things happen. So this was my way of thanking God for helping, for paving that way, and to help another family find their way and to be the family. So we were able to do that. And in the beginning, I mostly took in babies. I only wanted to do I've always loved babies. And I always knew when I was young I was going to be a mother, and I just loved that age. So I always took in under 2. And then we had 14 kids all together. So we took in
not all at once, but over the
6-year period.
6-year period.
So we did take a 7-year-old in the same time I had that newborn baby. We called him DJ. And so I picked him up at the hospital. The same day I had to drop her off for a procedure because she had been sexually abused. So it was like, it was a big day, really emotional. So the DCF workers helped me out. So I went to the hospital and got the baby, and they brought the little girl for her procedure because it was such a big thing. And then she was 100 pounds. She was way overweight for a 7-year-old. And so we worked with her trying to help her, but ended up that the family dynamics, my house was too much for her. She needed more one-on-one.
Right.
So we were able to move her to a home where they only had one child and could give her more attention and get her to a specialist for the eating issues that she was having. And there it is. She was eating to cover her pain to cover up what was going on in her life because she didn't know how to deal with it because she was 7. She was just a little girl.
Yeah, how would they know?
Exactly. So this is how fear can keep us hidden from our soul self, from our soul truth. How it can stop us from growing and saying, you know what? Yeah, maybe I've always been a singer and now I'm just doing it now. So what? But those judgments of other people can keep us from really going forward. Hey, we had a caller?
Oh, okay. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
And what's your first name?
Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
What's your question tonight?
Well, right now it seems that I'm going through a transition professionally, and I just want to know what my angels had to say about that.
So are you exiting a job already? Like you're already in the midst of moving?
Well,
or is it a position? Is it a level? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what's happening is I have a job that I'm contracted for, so it's not a traditional employer, so I work as much as I want to.
Okay.
However, I am at a place in my life where I am being nudged very strongly to work on my life purpose some more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing, is I am moving that way.
Yeah, they're showing me steps, like a staircase. Do you understand that? So,
yes.
Yeah. I feel like you're kind of like in the middle, and yeah, I'd like to see you come down another step. Does that make sense?
Okay, so like come down the stairs?
Yeah, like I feel like do it slowly, but I feel like step by step, like one step at a time, they're saying. And they're literally showing like the staircase. So like take one step down and then take another. And while you're doing those steps, I feel like, yes, the more you can put into your energy, you're clearing your energy and balancing and living your alignment, the better.
Okay, well, right. Well, it seems to me that my next step is to sort of get my social media in alignment, because one of the things I'm doing is branding my name.
Okay.
So
can you tell me what you're doing, Valerie?
Well, yes, I am a light worker and a Reiki master. And
what is around? Can I ask you what they keep going around food energy? Do you understand that?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been having an epiphany in the last month or so. In the last few years, I went to vegetarianism, and now I'm a vegan.
Okay.
And I've been. It's been like really clear to me that I need to change my nutrition from glucose-based to ketone-based, and meditation, and I have dreams, and I understand that I need to let go of grains, like almost an entirety.
Yeah, so funny, because that's where they're surrounding, and that's the step that you need to take. That's your first step.
Okay.
Like the social media thing is important for me as doing the food thing.
Right.
And then
it is a big thing,
because once you're clearer, when your energy is clear, those things it'll move in a better alignment for you. Okay. So like, so do the food thing first. And then the work that you're doing, like, I feel like you need to take another step down from that. Like, is that accepting new jobs? So maybe accept a little less, if that makes sense. I'm not really understanding what they're showing me.
Take as much.
Right. So that would be the next step for me. And then the next phase, I feel like, is the writing phase for you. And I love that. I love that in alignment with the meditation for you. So that writing phase and that meditation will really open up. And then I feel like everything else will make sense. And then everything with the social media, all that that'll be a better time.
Okay.
So what happens, and I've done this, Valerie, I've done this backwards. So where we go forward, where we'll get that sign, like I got to do this, but we miss those other things. We end up we end up waiting, and then we're like, okay, well now I got to backtrack, and I got to clean up this, and I got to do this diet. So listen to what they're showing you. The diet is really the number one thing.
Okay. Yes, actually, I just spent the last year not being able to move forward. Like I had everything in arrangement to do the social media and the YouTube channel and blah, blah, blah. And it just stopped.
Yeah. And that will happen to us when because we'll see that feeling. We'll get that when we're in alignment. We'll see what they're showing us. But rather than do the work that's right in front of us, we'll want to get to the outcome. Yeah. So they're saying, do this work, like clean up the diet, be in that nice alignment. And I love the leafy greens for you, and I love some raw nutrition for you.
Raw, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and when I say raw, like I would look into like David Wolf, because his way of raw is very interesting. Like I love a raw shake for you, which would be like it's like my cacao buzz, lots of nutrients, power packed with bee pollen and the seaweeds, spirulina, chlorella, all that type of thing. Those are raw. And I feel like that's another uplifting thing, because you have like high energy. I just feel like it's just gonna feed your system just a little more nutrients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Well, actually, yes, I do like raw shakes, etc. Although I've kind of slacked off because I've been working so much.
Right.
I haven't had the time to actually, do the prep, etc. So.
Right. So that's just your step. So you take that step, and then the next thing will open up for you really beautiful.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Casey, you love that, don't you? The food stuff. We're always talking about high nutrition and alignment, being in alignment.
Right.
That's really important. When we're trying to connect, if we are blocked, and most people will say, I don't know, I'm not getting messages, or I'm not having good dreams, I'm not seeing my loved one well. You can't always expect to be connected if you're feeding your system things that are going to clog it. So we have these energy centers or chakras that are within our body, and they run our body. They are our connection to spirit, to the divine. And when they're clogged, when they're not running right, our aura then can't be easily to connect. It's kind of like you need a Roto-Rooter it. You gotta slow it down, and you gotta plunge out the yuckiness, and you gotta give it high vibration food. So that means no alcohol, little to no sugar. These things are important to want to getting connected. And if it's something that you can't do and you're unable to, then you find somebody that can connect your loved ones to you. And that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, beautiful.
Well, there is a lot of processed food out there that has the moniker of being natural or what have you. So you really got to read the labels. You
really do. Yeah, processed food is it's like toxic. There's some things we just can't live without. I mean, I love my Tostitos. And I'll go to the natural ones, but I don't eat them all the time. But I eat a really high vibrational diet, and I'll have my Tostitos once in a while with salsa, and I won't feel, guilty about it.
I want to take your eating class.
Yeah, the nutrition class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that in the new year. So we're kind of like
sign me up.
Yeah, we're in a quiet time at the studio right now, which is it's a little bummer for me, but the angels keep saying, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. And I'm doing my work at home. I'm doing my work that needs to get done. I go to the studio and I just do, I have a client here and there, but for the most part, our classes are we put everything on hold and just letting it be, because that's the guidance. And, as much as I don't want that to be the guidance, I'm listening.
That's probably the tough part.
Yeah, because when I ignore and I purge ahead, I'll trip and I fall. So I'm like, okay, I'm patiently waiting. So, where can you invite that patience into your life? How can you make it be a comfort rather than something that burdens you?
Well, my old van, my favorite old van, the motor went out on it.
Dang.
I know. It's like I was, hoping for another year out of it, but
so
I use it like a truck. So it was, I'd gotten my money's worth out of it, but now I'm looking for some guidance as to what to do for another van.
Yeah, right. So do you need a new vehicle?
Yes.
and money is always the issue, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm like getting like, you know, the hands up, like stop. You know, I feel like don't go too fast.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling. Just
Yeah.
well, luckily I have a company car, so I have something I can use.
Because I feel like it's going to come up in the spring for you, and things are going to kind of shift,
Right.
and money is going to flow in a better way. Yeah, and
Right.
I just feel like the channels are closed down right now.
Yeah, because I haven't felt an urge. Like normally I would want to run out and do something.
Yeah.
But I haven't felt that urge to do that. So
See? Good.
I've been listening to it.
Calm.
Yeah.
Listen, that's so good. You should be so proud of yourself.
Well, you know how uptight I get just to start the radio show. So it's definitely a step in the right direction.
You uptight? No. I always like to pick on Casey when we come in because he's always like running in different directions and
Just that nerves. It's like right before a game. Just
yeah.
Getting the game face on.
Got to do it. Got to do it. Beautiful. So I wanted to, we can finish up the show with letting people know again if you want to. What's she laughing out there? Oh my God.
Who knows?
We can hear KJ laughing out in the other room. So if you would like to sign up to win the KBJB book giveaway, we're going to do a book and a journal to two different people. And it will be signed to you. You can send me an email at jeannie@jeanniestreet.com and put Angels Don't Lie in the subject and just give me your contact information inside. Or you can call us at the studio, 860-717-0006, and we are going to pull the winner on January 11th. And that's a really high vibrational number. The angels had told me when I was doing my meditation that this is the day to do it because it actually is 1111 if you write out the numbers with a 7, and that's a power number. So this is a high vibrational day to release the book, have it be ready, and it's incredible. And actually, I've got a great story about the book because it is on Amazon. You can pre-order it. It's on Barnes & Noble as well. And so it's set up for pre-order, but a friend of mine who actually, there's a segment in the book about her, Pat, she is a client as well. She pre-ordered her books the day it came out. She's like, I pre-ordered it, sent me a text. And then I said, don't order the book. Send it, cancel your order because I want to give it to you. I want to gift it to you because she allowed me to use her story in the book. And she sent me a text back. It's too late. They already came. I was like, what? So I was like, Angels, how did she get her book? Because nobody was supposed to get their book until the 11th. Well, the angels found the way for her to get the book. They wanted her to have it. So somehow I had called the company and I was like, how did they were like, I don't know, because it's not set up. And, but
wow,
when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So she was supposed to have it before anybody else. And she did. So I have to sign her books.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had a thing, because I've been working on the podcast.
Oh, right.
Right. And
Yes.
the other morning, because I was thinking about working on it, and then
And you procrastinated.
but look what happened to my desktop.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
And those things just don't happen.
His desktop is Angels Don't Lie. It's our logo.
So I was like,
and there I am. Woohoo!
So I spent the whole day messing around with the podcast because I want to make them look really nice. And also take this opportunity to let people know if you should happen to miss a show or want to listen to a past show.
Yeah, you can go right on to the
Go on angelsdon'tlie.com and you can download any of the shows.
And I know we got a lot of replays for Cooper and Luann last week, right?
Yes, and I'm going to be posting our live remote from In Spirit, where we
great.
talked a lot of the vendors that you partner with at
Yes.
your studio, and those were some great conversations. And we also, that was when we first heard Cooper sing his song and had everybody in tears. So
Have you played his song on the radio again?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
So
I'd love to play it again. It just melts me, that song.
oh, definitely. It just resonates through you. He just
Right.
so innocence coming out of him. So it's just really
And
great
then
to listen to.
At the end, the girl who texted a question in, the woman and her granddaughter, and that really her granddaughter had died in a mysterious
Right, yep.
accident. That sat with me afterwards. Like I was watching Luann as I was doing that reading, and here's another example of how spirit works in in this beautiful way of another child, another loss, another tragedy, with a mom sitting here with her son saying, these children are angels and they're still with us.
Right.
And that relationship can still continue. And I thought that was brilliant and beautiful all in one.
Well, for Luann to even be here, I think that's such strength, because really
she's
still
incredible.
fresh.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, and she's a very strong person.
She really is. And that's why I really do love her. There's something about Luann that I respect and I honor.
I'm sure that book too helped give her strength to help just share, and then have Cooper work with her on the book was probably just another thing to just help give her strength.
Right. And she's been through a lot. Luann is also a breast cancer survivor. And, that's a big deal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So next week on the show, we may have a special guest. I'm working on a special guest, so I'm excited about that.
Is it Oprah?
I can't
for
believe
the book release.
You see, I just can't believe you just said that, because you know what happened today? I swear to you, I opened this book, and it's a book on it's called, like, how to publicize your book. And so I open it up to this chapter, and it says how to get on Oprah.
Nice.
And I started cracking up. It's definitely an older book, written years ago when Oprah had her show.
Right.
And I started cracking up because this has been, somebody had, a girlfriend of mine who does readings and stuff. She's like, they keep showing me Oprah. And I was like, okay, well, whatever you say. So if that's what the angels are going to bring me to, I will take it. But
we would even take a call in. She wouldn't have to come out here. She could just call in.
Okay, there you go. Well, could you even imagine? I don't even know what I would do.
You would have to do a reading on her. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh. Hey, well, that could be fun. It could be scary and fun. Yeah, and it's funny. I did a reading today for my girlfriend Pat. She sent me a message. She was going through some stuff at work, and I always like to be there for these clients and friends, in their time of need. So she was doubting her connection, the guidance, and she was panicking. She was in the fear. So I was like, this is what they're showing me. She's like, but I already had these other two. And I'm like, they're showing me this. And then she's like, yes, I got this. Anyways, it was a beautiful story. Ended up, I don't want to share the whole thing because it was about work for her, but it just reminded her of the truth of her angelic connection, of where fear was taking over. And then the power of the divine, the power that it's right there. And her prayers were, she said her prayer, and they specifically said that in the reading. Like, they said you prayed and it's come through. And she's like, you're right. It's last minute, but it's come through. And her and her husband, Tim, had made a reference to the horses, like a horse race. And so she was cracking up. She goes, he did love the horses. So I just love that.
Well, believe it or not, it's 7:00 already.
Believe it or
we
not.
We went right through we didn't even have a second break, so that was awesome.
Wow. That's crazy. All right. Well, I guess then we're going to sign off this week. And, I just drew a blank.
Put in for those.
Put in for the books.
Book.
And if you have questions, even if you have a question for next week, you can go ahead and send them to us, or call them in, and we'll talk about them next week on the air for sure. So this is Jeannie Street reminding you, angels don't lie.